I know that each of you played an important part in Zach's life. This is so difficult, not just for me, but for all of us. The grief and all the responsibilities are sometimes overwhelming, but having all of you here is such a great comfort. So I want to thank you for that. One of my responsibilities to prepare for today was to get some photographs of Zach together for the slideshow. The problem was that I had to pick only 25 pictures. How could I narrow Zach's life of 44 years into 25 pictures? I started pulling out albums and boxes of loose photos, and there were photos on discs and memory cards, everything full of photos. It was a daunting task, and I thought, on top of everything, why do I have to do this now? Anyway, I started going through the pictures with the help of my family and friends. And as I was doing this, I realized that this is exactly what I needed. It was a very pleasant and a very cathartic experience. Each photo brought me back to a time I shared with Zach. I was amazed at how many happy moments we had. For the last couple of years, with Zach being sick, our lives have been filled with doctor's appointments and hospitals. But looking through all those pictures brought back so many wonderful moments in our lives. There were pictures of me and Zach hiking through the national parks, canoeing down a river, or kayaking in the ocean. Things that I would have never done if it weren't for Zach. And looking back at those pictures, I remembered how much fun we had and how exhilarating those experiences were. After we had moved into our home, Zach wanted to have parties with all of our families and all of our friends. And I remember thinking, you want to have a party with 100 people? Really? Now, looking back at the pictures from those parties, I can see that we really enjoyed ourselves. The pictures showed us all carving pumpkins, blowing off fireworks, just talking and laughing. Then there were the photos of the big events of our lives, our wedding day, the day Usher was born, and photos of the other life events such as birthdays, holidays, just hanging out with friends. And I noticed that in all the photos, Zach truly looked happy. We were happy. Then I got to thinking about the millions of moments in our lives that I don't have photos of. I started thinking of all those small moments of us just sitting on the couch watching TV, or driving in a car, or eating at a restaurant. So many good memories that I don't have pictures of, but I hope to keep in my mind and in my heart forever. From all the photos and all the memories, what I know is that Zach was truly a person that loved life. He loved going places and doing things and being with his family and his friends. He always wanted to do something. He did not want to just let life pass him by. Any of you who had ever been engaged in any sort of debate with Zach knows that he had very strong convictions and was very passionate about what he believed in. If you ever got into a discussion with him about politics or religion or science, you would know how sharp his memory was and how intelligent he was. But more than all of this, he was loving and kind. I never doubted that Escher and I were the top priority in his life because he never made us feel otherwise. So now I know that whenever I'm feeling down or lonely, I can pull out those memory cards and boxes of photos and remember that Zach had a full and wonderful life. And because of him, so did we. Thank you.